Beloved, I am glad you are here. There is a quiet moment in the spiritual journey that few people ever speak about. It is not the moment when blessings suddenly appear or when life becomes easy. It is the moment when God steps into someone else's story because of what they chose to do to you. This is not about revenge or human justice. This is about divine alignment, a sacred correction, a shift set in motion by heaven itself so that what was wrong can no longer remain untouched. God sees with perfect clarity every conversation you were excluded from, every time your words were twisted, every doubt planted about your character, every hidden action done in silence, assuming no one noticed. You may have chosen peace over confrontation. You may have told yourself it wasn't worth the struggle, but God never forgot. Nothing slipped past his eyes. He doesn't act out of rage the way humans do. He moves with purpose, guided by a vision far beyond what you can see right now. Some patterns, when ignored, take root and spread harm. And sometimes, the only way for God to protect what he has prepared for you is to gently, firmly interrupt what stands in the way. For the Lord sees not as man sees. 1 Samuel 16:7, rest in that truth. You are seen, you are held, and heaven is already at work. And this is what is unfolding right now, whether you realize it or not. Somewhere, in a conversation you will never be part of, a sudden clarity is breaking through, like light after darkness. Somewhere, alone with their own thoughts, they are carrying a heaviness they cannot name or escape. This is not God acting out of anger or delivering punishment for the sake of punishment. This is God interrupting a pattern, a holy awakening meant to stop what could no longer be allowed to continue. It is like rain falling on land that has been dry for too long. From the outside, it looks ordinary, just weather, just another passing moment. But beneath the surface, the ground begins to change, the soil softens, nutrients shift. Roots reposition themselves to survive and grow. Entire systems reorganize in silence. That is what is happening now in their life. God is reaching beneath the surface, dismantling what was built on distortion, loosening structures held together by deception, and rewriting a story they believed they were controlling. You may never see it on their face. They may still appear confident. They may still speak boldly, share images, and move as if nothing has shifted. But true transformation is rarely loud. It does not perform for an audience. It is recorded where truth lives, and that record is being rewritten in your favor. This is not about watching someone fall or finally getting even. This is about heaven safeguarding what belongs to you. You kept walking forward when it hurt. You stayed faithful when your name was pulled into places it never deserved to be. When silence felt unfair and restraint felt costly, you chose not to respond in kind. That was not weakness. That was discipline. That was trust. Every time you chose peace over retaliation, you were making a deposit into a spiritual account you didn't even know existed. And now that account is being activated, not as an instant reward or public vindication, but as movement in your life, as clarity returning, as alignment restoring itself, as relationships, opportunities, and direction slowly finding you. What is being released now is not just provision. It is relief. It is space. It is the ability to breathe freely again. Picture this with me for a moment. Imagine a grand theater. You have been seated in the dark, watching the stage, waiting for your moment to arrive. Behind the curtain, there has been confusion, whispered conversations, scripts being swapped, scenes rewritten, people trying to decide how the story should unfold. Then a door opens. The director steps in, There is no shouting, no chaos, just one calm instruction, and everything stops. That is what God is doing right now. Not only in your life, but in theirs as well. One divine word shifts the entire direction of the story. They believed they had more time. They believed they were in control. But when God enters the scene, timelines compress, priorities realign, and truth moves to the center without asking permission. You may never receive an apology. You may never hear the full explanation of what is being corrected behind closed doors, but you will recognize the outcome. You will feel it in the sudden lifting of a weight you didn't realize you were carrying, in the way opportunities begin to come toward you instead of you chasing them, in the quiet closing of doors that were never meant to remain open. This is God saying, without drama or announcement, I saw everything, and I am taking care of it. That is why you can rest, not by withdrawing from life, not by doing nothing, but by choosing trust over fixation. Your energy is better spent moving forward than replaying what is already being handled. If things have felt unsettled lately, even in areas that don't seem connected to your situation, there is a reason. God's movement creates ripples. When He intervenes in one place, it affects more than one shore. When He moves in their life, He is also clearing the path in yours. Cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7, and remember this promise as well. Though He brings grief, He will show compassion. So great is His unfailing love. Lamentations 3:32. You will know this season not by noise or spectacle, but by peace quietly taking root where confusion once lived. Small shifts will begin to appear. Conversations that once drained you will fade away. Obstacles that stood in your way for months will disappear without effort. This is how God works when He has already been in the room before you arrive. He rearranges the space of your life so that when you step forward, everything is already prepared. And here is the part you must not miss. This is not the ending you were waiting for. It is the beginning you were being prepared for. When God steps into someone else's life because of what they did to you, it is not mainly about correcting them. It is about releasing you. It is about you entering a place where their words, their behavior, and their quiet resistance no longer have authority over your story. For a long time, their influence may have felt subtle but real. Maybe they tried to limit your name. Maybe they quietly spoke against you in spaces you couldn't access. Maybe it was never spoken at all, just a tension you felt whenever they were near. You wondered if you were being overly sensitive. You weren't. Your spirit was discerning truth long before your mind could give it language. And now that truth is being addressed without your involvement. Some people never paused to consider how they treated you. They assumed it wouldn't matter, that nothing would come of it. But in God's kingdom, nothing is weightless. How someone treats a life God has marked always sets something in motion. It can release blessing or invite consequence. Once it is set, heaven responds. That is why you may be feeling a calm lately that doesn't have a clear explanation. A quiet relief, a sense that something heavy has been lifted, even though nothing obvious has changed. That is God removing the burden from your hands. You are never meant to keep carrying it. You are not meant to replay conversations or rehearse moments that hurt. You are meant to walk lighter now. Here is what matters most. God isn't only adjusting their circumstances, He is repositioning you. Think of it like a chessboard. Real power doesn't come from reacting to the next move. It comes from rearranging the board. So the entire strategy has to change. That is what is happening. The board is shifting. The spaces where you were once blocked are opening. The areas where you were ignored are being illuminated. What felt closed is now accessible. This is where your confidence must rise to meet what God is doing. You cannot continue playing small just because being underestimated became familiar. When God clears the path, He expects you to walk forward without apology. Part of you may still wonder if they will ever see it, if they will ever understand what they did. Some may, others will not. But that is no longer the measure of anything. This isn't about their awareness. It is about your freedom when God moves like this. He doesn't ask for permission to bless you. He doesn't wait for agreement. He ensures that nothing they did can follow you into the place He is leading you next. As you listen, certain faces may come to mind. A name may surface instantly. That isn't accidental. Your spirit knows exactly where this message is landing, but don't stay there. The lesson belongs to them. The lift belongs to you. What matters now is that the weight you carried without a name is continuing to dissolve. With it, your clarity is returning. Your energy is returning. Your joy no longer needs to be forced or defended. God isn't just correcting misunderstandings. He is freeing you from the echo of their actions. Scripture says, "Touch not my anointed ones. Do my prophets no harm." Psalm 105:15. And there is another promise for this moment. Whoever touches you touches the apple of His eye. Zechariah 28. You were never unseen. You were never unprotected. So here is what I want you to take with you. The next time you sense a shift around you, even if you cannot explain it, thank God. Thank Him for the movement you didn't have to orchestrate. Thank Him for entering rooms you will never step into, settling matters you will never need to address. You have spent enough time defending yourself, enough time proving your worth to people who were never assigned to recognize it. This season is different. Now, God isn't just reminding you who you are, He is making it clear to others as well. And when He does that, there is no undoing it. Move forward without hesitation. Speak without fear of being misunderstood. Step into opportunities without scanning the room for resistance. You are in a chapter where God Himself is enforcing the boundaries. And when heaven draws a line, no one crosses it. Thank you for staying until this moment. If this message met you exactly where you are and reflected the season you are stepping into, take a moment to write Amen in the comments as a quiet declaration that you are ready to move forward without carrying what no longer belongs to you. If someone comes to mind who may be holding invisible weight or walking through a similar release, feel free to share this with them. Sometimes peace begins with the reminder that we don't walk alone. And if you would like to continue these moments of healing, realignment, and freedom together, I invite you to subscribe so we can keep moving ahead, grounded, unburdened, and aligned with where God is leading you next.